Hello students, we were discussing the chapter Expert Detectives and now we will continue with the remaining part of the chapter. You know, in this chapter there is a boy, Nishad, who is 7 years old, and there is his sister who is Maya, who is 10 years old. We have seen how there are differences between Nishad and Maya about Mr. Nath, whether he is a crook or not. They are trying to be detectives and they are trying to investigate this case about Mr. Nath, whether he is a runaway criminal or he is a person who lacks money and who is starving, and that is why he is lean and thin. We also come to know various arguments have been given. Maya is thinking in a negative way. Maya thinks that he is a runaway criminal. He has bruises because he has suffered burnt marks when the police was chasing him. And he has a trunk filled with all gold, silver, and jewelry with him. On the other hand, Nisha thinks that he is a poor man and he does not have enough to eat. He sympathizes with him, he wants to befriend him, he thrusts a bar of chocolate into his hand and he wants to meet him again. Now it happens that Nishad wins with his mother and happens to meet Mr. Nath because again a glass bead rolled into Mr. Nath's room and he happened to take a glimpse of him. In this way, he gave him a bar of chocolate. He also inquired, but as Mr. Nath did not invite him inside the room and did not talk to him, he had to find some other ways to find more information about him. He went in the basement and talked to Ramesh, who always carried meals for Mr. Nath. Ramesh says that he is not very particular about what he eats. It's always the same kind of food that he is eating, and that is two chapatis, some dal, and a vegetable. Mr. Nath pays cash and also gives tips. That means he can manage with this. Ramesh also added to the information saying that um, something was very strange. And what is that? Almost every Sunday, he carries two lunches to Mr. Nath's room, and the same man is with him each time. So there is nobody else but one man who comes every Sunday to meet him. He is tall, he is fair, he is stout and plumpy and wears spectacles. Ramesh says his visitor talks a lot, but Mr. Nath hardly speaks. And at this, when Maya came to know that at least Nishad has brought some new information, she patted him, saying, "Well done." And I told him, now that we have made some progress with our inquiries, we will have to sort out all the facts like expert detectives so that we can trap the crook. Now this is it. They are trying to collect first information, then they will analyze and they will come to a conclusion. In this way, they are trying to be expert detectives. Okay. So we will have to sort all the facts. That means we will arrange them systematically, all the facts, and we will study them, analyze them like experts. And then we can trap the crook. Crook is in an informal form a name for the criminal. How you do go on Maya, seven side, and we always know that Mr. Nath is considered a crook by Maya, not by Nishad. Seventh side again, that why Maya always thinks he is a crook. How can you possibly imagine he is a crook? He looks so ordinary man. He is a very normal man. How can you think that he is a crook? Criminals can look quite ordinary, smarty. But Maya is saying that even criminals look smart. It's not that it's written like, or they can be like ordinary fellows. There is nothing special about them always. But you need to still doubt and investigate. This is what Maya thinks. I retorted. But again, Nishad did not comply with them, did not agree with it. Did you see the picture of the Hyderabadi housebreaker in the papers yesterday? Now, there is some information of the news and media and current events also on them. And so Maya is giving an example that there is a Hyderabadi housebreaker who breaks the house. And didn't you read the news about him? He looked like any man on the street, just normal. Looking at the face, you can never know that he is a criminal. Nishad looked doubtful, but still Nishad was not at all convinced. The monsoons broke the next day. That means there was heavy rainfall next day, dark clouds accompanied by blinding flashes of lightning. There were dark clouds and lightning also, and roaring rolls of thunder burst, and thunder burst were roaring in the clouds. There was a very loud sound of thunder and lightning with all their fury. That means these were very angry. They were very bright flashes of lightning, very loud sound of thunder, as though they are very angry. And and it was a heavy rainfall which flooded the whole streets with a heavy downpour, with heavy rainfall. School was to have reopened after the summer holidays, and it was about that the school was about to reopen, but the floods didn't allow the schools to reopen. But no traffic could move through the floods, and we know that if it is flooded, traffic cannot move. And there was an unexpected holiday, and an unexpected holiday is always liked by all the children. I thought I would spend the time usefully. I sat at my desk in my bedroom with a sheet of paper before me. And we know that she sat there reading the newspaper in the bedroom. Now it's very good that the children have got more time to investigate. They have no schools and they can enjoy in the meanwhile. Children, please try to solve these comprehension check questions. What did Nishad give Mr. Nath? We have already seen that Nishad gave a bar of chocolate to Mr. Nath because he wanted to befriend him. What is strange about Mr. Nath's Sundays? Every Sunday, a tall, fair, specky man comes who talks a lot, and the same man comes every day. And so on Sundays, Ramesh takes two lunches instead of one. Why did Nishad and Maya get a holiday? It was an unexpected holiday because monsoon broke out and there was a heavy downpour accompanied with loud thunder and, and lightning. So the streets were flooded and it was not possible for the traffic to move, and there was an unexpected holiday that was declared for the students. I wrote in large block letters, catching a crook, because Maya is writing, so we can understand catching a crook will be written by Maya. And who are the expert detectives? Nishad and Maya Pandit. This is the surname. By appointment to the whole world. And who has appointed them? The whole world has appointed them. In a way, nobody has. They are self-appointed. Then I began writing. You can see in the picture also, Maya has started writing as an expert investigator, and Seven is also there accompanying her. About half an hour later, I turned towards Seven, who was lying on his tummy, chin cupped in his palms. So you can see how A cup is formed by his hands at the chin, and his palms have made a cup form of a shape, and he was reading comics. Now, what did Maya say? Want to hear what I have written? And do you want to hear? What is the reply? Let us see. He looked up questioningly. I have listed all the facts we know about Mr. Nath, which might help us to trap him. I said, want to hear? And Seven said yes. So Maya has actually made a list of all the facts and now she's investigating as an expert. And okay, Nishad has also agreed that tell me what you have written. Fact number 1. I read his name is Mr. Nath. We must discover his first name. So as an expert detectives, we should know the full name of a person. Do you think that's his real name, Maya? Nishad asked. Now as an investigator, you need to doubt everything. So do you think it is his real name? Probably, maybe, not. I said, Maya is always doubtful because she thinks he is a criminal. So if he is a criminal, he will never tell his real name. Most crooks have an alias, that means a false name, a false identity, so that the police, the judiciary is not able to catch him. I added a big question mark after Nath. So again, there was one thing that both of them concluded that first they need to find out the full name of Mr. Nath. Fact number 2, I read on. The tenants at the Shankar house say he is mad, strange, and unfriendly. So some people who are living in Shankar's house, they could tell or they have declared him as a mad, as a very strange man, as an unfriendly man. You can say that he's unfriendly, he is reserved, he is introvert, and you can even call him strange. But telling somebody mad is too much. But there are people who declare such things. Number 3, he doesn't talk to anybody and is mannerless. Again, the same thing that he doesn't talk much and he doesn't want anybody to come to the room and talk to him. This is also very strange. But he did talk to us, Maya, and Mama says he is very polite. Nishad interrupted. So Nishad is saying that he is nice because he talks to mother and even mother tells that he is a very polite man. So how can you depend and rely on the other people? He may be a good man. He only talked to us because he had to, because he required. Maya is against Mr. Nath totally. I said, and since he was under Mama's medical treatment, he had to be polite because every patient is polite to the doctor, even though he is a criminal. And that is why he is polite. Otherwise, this man is mannerless, he is strange, he is mad, he is unfriendly, and he is impolite. So, in this way, all the facts have been collected. Then fact number 4, he doesn't receive any letters. That means there are no friends, no family members who wants to convey messages to him. So there's nobody. Number 5, he is living in room number 10 of Shankar house for more than a year, I continued. And where is he living? He is living in room number 10. Where? In Shankar's house. And how long? It is more than a year now, I continued. Number 6, he doesn't work and sits in his room all day. Another suspecting event of suspect or thing of suspect is that he doesn't work, he sits all day in his room and he doesn't do any work. Okay, this is again doubtful for Maya. Number 7, the kids in Shankar house and even some of the grown-ups are scared of him People are scared of him because he doesn't talk, he is unfriendly, and there are scars on his face. Okay, are scared. So people are scared. You may not be sure. Until and unless you talk, you will not be able to understand a man. So in this way, students, I think you need to go through all these. The kids in Shankar's house and even some of the grown-ups are scared. This is seventh one argument. Argument number 8. He has no visitors except for a spectacled, fair, fat man who visits him on every Sunday for lunch. So there is only one man who visits him, otherwise there is no visitor. Number 9. Food and tea are taken to his room by Ramesh from the restaurant downstairs, and he doesn't care what he eats. He pays his bill immediately and tips well. So he doesn't work, he doesn't go anywhere, he doesn't meet any people, he doesn't have any friends. Still, he has money and he can give tips. So I think he is a criminal. That ends my list. Have I forgotten anything, 7? So in this way, we have seen that 9 arguments have been numbered and they have been recorded by Maya in a notebook. As an expert investigator, she has recorded and now she is discussing and analyzing it with Nishad. Okay, tomorrow, students, we will see what happens what uh, their investigations bring, whether they bring results or there is nothing at all. Let us see. And you also read the chapter, revise, and remember all these 9 arguments which are put forward by Maya. And to this, what is the reaction of Nishad? I hope that you have understood this part of the chapter, students.